Alright, pay attention, pay attention. Pay attention. Suspend. Alright, right. Already got it back. Suspend again. Already got it back. Suspend again. As y'all see, y'all know I love figuring out ways we can spend my abilities again, because I ain't like that Bungie try to stop us from being great and broken in this game. So I made sure I found the way for us to still be broken by spamming abilities and whatnot. So let me showcase the build to you guys, man, so y'all can be out there, you know, doing God's work. Oh, my bad. Doing the traveler's work. I don't want to seem like I'm serving a different God, you know, some false prophets. Anyway, what up, guys? Alchemist said I got something nice for you. So today we're doing a Strand build for Titan, because I think it's the only build I haven't made for Titan. I did a Stasis one, Arc one, Void one, Solar one, Prismatic one. This is the only one I haven't done a build for on my list. And then, of course, I got some more builds with the other subclasses of Titan, but I want to make sure I at least got one build out for each class, subclass, before I move on to like the more broken ones, some of the ones that are known, and some new ones I made. And yeah, so we're using the exotic Ambient Leap, where it says improve Dredger's Lash and spawns additional projectiles. So Dredger's Lash is the Strand aspect of Titans, and make one like freaking razor claw wave that suspend enemies that it hit, that y'all just seen. With the exotic on, it makes 3 instead of 1. The projectiles track targets more aggressively, travel farther, and suspend is stronger, so suspend stay on even longer. So you don't technically need the fragment on to make the suspend stay on longer, unless you want it to be even longer than that, right? And then the second part that's very good about this is gain Within Mail when you suspend a target. So because they put a period right there, anything that suspends gives us Within Mail. So if I throw my grenade and suspend this robot, I get 10 seconds of Within Mail. If I shoot this robot twice with this new Malpus and suspend them, I get Within Mail. If I shoot him again and reproc the suspend, it doesn't work. Just trying to let you guys know that, okay? But if you're fighting like, a good example would be like a boss. If you're fighting a boss, even though a boss can't be suspended, if you do the suspend effect on a boss, it still counts as suspending, so you still would get Within Mail. So if I shoot the ogre twice, do that, suspending him, I still get Within Mail. So keep that in mind. You can use new Malpus for DPS and keep reprocking Within Mail for yourself because of the suspending for survivability purposes, right? So that's the greatness about Ambient Leap, because anytime you suspend somebody, you get Within Mail for 10 seconds, and you can keep suspending other people to reproc your Within Mail. So you should never, ever not have Within Mail on this build. It just shouldn't, okay? Of course, we're using new Malpus. It feels like this exotic was made for this build. The moment this gun dropped, I was like, I have to make a build for Titans with this. I just wasn't up to date with like finishing my Titan with storyline and stuff. But I do now. And this build was already on my notes of making. It was on my radar, okay? New Malpus, as y'all seen, when you shoot an enemy twice and then hold the reload button, you can suspend enemies in the air. And then, of course, like the catalyst done. So I'm also doing unraveling when I do that to enemies. But yeah, whenever I suspend somebody with new Malpus, I get Within Mail for free. So, and new Malpus is definitely a DPS weapon as well. So you can use this against the boss and know that the boss will always do little damage to you because you have a Within Mail on. We got on solo weapons in this build because we will be utilizing Cauterized Darkness in the artifact. We basically said Stasis or Strand debuff non-boss combatants take increased solar damage from all sources. Non-boss combatants is basically anybody that's not the boss. So mini bosses, champions and stuff, they will take 30% increased damage if you have a dark debuff on them. So we will be utilizing this artifact for making our SMG stronger and our heavy grenade launcher stronger. Other than that, we got on anti-barrier scout and post because new Malpus can not only stun barrier champions with this on, it also can stun unstoppables because it can suspend unstoppable champions. So the only thing we worry about is overload champions, and we have a SMG on for that. Second column, you want to have on tightly woven. While woven mail is active, gain increased class ability and grenade stat. They give you plus 20 in grenade and class ability stat. That's why I'm running. I technically got 80 grenade and class ability stat, but I didn't master work my gear because I gotta be very conservative with my armor resources. But yeah, 80 class and 80 grenade is what you're going for in this build. Then I'm running threatling proliferation, so whenever I get killed with new Malphits, we make threatlings, and if they debuff by Strand, which they will be, suspended and unraveling, it's higher chance of making more threatlings. We have pack tactics on to make them threatlings do more damage, 30% to be exact, and if we keep the combo going, the damage of the threatling gonna keep increasing non-stop while pack tactics is on. We got refresh threads on, so whenever I pick up a tangle and throw it, I get ability energy for my least charged ability, which would be most likely my class ability because that's the one I'm spamming in this build. You have to pick up the tangle and throw it. You cannot shoot it, or if you shoot it, you will not get the energy from the tangle. So make sure you pick the tangle up and throw it if you want that ability energy at that moment. We got on threaded blast. That's why I say if you need the ability at that moment. If not, shoot it with your new Malphits to do a huge explosion. We got shield crush on because we will have with mail on this build, so increased melee damage and recharge rate. And then tangle web, so whenever I make a tangle, the enemy gets suspended around that tangle, and then of course that benefits me because that will count for me getting woven mail. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Then we have in our subclass, we got Rally Barricade because it's the shortest cooldown time for our class ability, so this helps us spam our class ability more often. We got Strafe Lift on, Frenzy Blade of course because we can't change anything. We have Shackle Grenade on, so we can suspend, which will trigger the Woven Mail Force again and add me elite. We just suspended everything in this build. Of course we want Dredger's Lash on. This is how we use our barricade to suspend enemies. So this is the mandatory for this build. We got on Banner War on because obviously more survivability. Banner War says defeat a target with a melee attack, finisher, or sword to raise a banner of war that posts with energy, periodically healing nearby allies and ourselves, of course, increasing melee damage and sword damage. Targets defeated by you or nearby allies charge the banner, increasing the speed of the post. It can go to ×4. If you get Banner War to ×4, it increases our melee damage by 100%. And they truly mean by any melee attack finisher to get it. So it does not have to be a power melee. You can definitely just go and punch an enemy and it'll activate Banner War. You'll have this thing on you, pulsating, healing you and whatnot while you got it on. So this is perfect for survivability in this build for us with the Woven Mail on top of it. So you're healing and got damage resistance. Fragments we're running. Thread of Wisdom, so we can make Orbs of Power whenever we suspend people and kill them while they suspended. Very important. We suspended everybody all day in this build anyway, so we might as well get Orbs while we're doing it. We got Thread of Mind on. This is very important in this build. This makes it that when we defeat suspended targets, it grants class ability energy to us. This is helping us basically spam our class ability infinitely in this build. And then of course you gotta have on the two combo, Thread of Rebirth and Thread of Evolution. Thread of Rebirth making that you make threatlings from your Strand kills, new Malphits kills, and then you got Thread of Evolution on, which buffs the damage of our threatlings by 33%, make them travel farther and deal additional damage. And this does stack with pack tactics, and this does stack with proliferation inside the artifact. So you will be making a lot of threatlings in this build, doing unraveling everywhere because the Catalyst and new Malphits, suspending everything, and then your melee can sever somebody if you end up using it on someone. Stats, like I said, 80 grenade, 80 class ability, and then you want to pour as much as you can into melee stat because you are trying to prop Banner War in this build. No matter how you look at it, Titans are the melee class, okay? They punch people, okay? They unga boonga. So you want to make sure your melee stat is high so you can Frenzy Blade somebody and get that Banner War going after you Frenzy Blade them, or if you get a regular melee in, or if you finish remove somebody. You want to get that Banner War going immediately, and then you can just start killing people, getting the stacks up normally. You don't have to melee kill no more. But this to make it that it's easier to get that melee kill off and immediately get that Banner War going for us. Mods, we're rocking a special ammo finder so we can get more ammo for new Malphits easy. We got on Solar Strand dual siphon so we can make ores through our Strand kills and Solar kills because that's the weapons we're using in this build. And then I just got Harmonic Siphon on to just get more energy from the ores we make from Strand kills. We got 3 heavy-handed on. Again, we're meleeing with Frenzy Blade a lot with Banner War. You could take off one of them and put something else on, like your melee, class ability, energy, something like that. Dealer's choice. But I put on 3 because you get 3 Frenzy Blades, so I can just claw 3 people and get orbs whenever I want. Never worry, you get your melee back pretty quick in this build. We got on 3 resist mod chest piece, leg piece. We got on better already. But the main important thing is orbs of restoration and insulation. As I told you guys, we double dip whenever I pick up orb power, which y'all seen I make a lot of when I suspend and kill somebody. We get class ability energy, and if the class ability the only thing we use, we get more energy for that class ability. And then you stack that with the artifact with refresh threads. So if I pick up a tangle, I get class ability energy. So it's very easy to have your uptime on your barricade non-stop in the build, so you can always keep suspending people. And then of course you kill suspended people, you get class ability energy. And the energy changes based on the rank of the enemy. If it's a red name, not that much, but if it's a yellow name, you get a chunk of class ability energy. Class item, we got distribution on because we will be spamming our barricade, so we're gonna be near people, give class ability energy, but also gives the ability energy for our grenade and melee as well. We got outreach on, so whenever I spam my class ability a lot, I get some melee energy, so I can spam Frenzy Blade. And then I got Reaper on, so every time I spam my class ability, if I kill somebody, I make an orb power. Again, by all means, you don't have to have on 3 heavy-handed. You can definitely put on like focusing strikes, so you get some class ability energy when you Frenzy Blade somebody. And then you also can change to like your power melee reduces your grenade, something like that. Impact induction. You definitely can go that route and have 1 heavy-handed on. Other than that, that's the build. I do not recommend this tech set I got on. This is the only armor I had to meet the stats I wanted. Highly recommend the smoke jumper set because you will be making a lot of orbs in this build. So, you know, you might as well get that extra DR inside your kit. That's the build. And again, when I mean you make a lot of orbs immediately, like if I do this and kill this one acolyte, you see the 2 orbs dropped immediately. I just pick those up and already got my goddamn, you know, and you see the throttling's going crazy. This build is a deadly strand build. That's basically what it is, a deadly strand build. You should always have a mailed up. You should always have your class ability. You should always have Banner War on. You should be just going crazy with damage in this build. It's a strong Strand Titan build. Anyway, love you guys. Appreciate you guys always. And until next time, stay up.